Hey, welcome in. Welcome to Dom Time with Dom Giordano, and in the hot seat tonight, J.D. Mullane from the Bucks County Courier-Times, and we'll tell you when you read J.D. and his column for that in the Burlington County Times coming up. Governor Corbett, full disclosure, I like the guy, do a monthly show with him, have a lot of interaction, have been on the air with him now at least 50 or 60 hours, and behind the scenes, he's a guy that is very, very charming. But last week, he wasn't even under duress. He was doing a radio interview, J.D., and he talked about his own record in Pennsylvania where percentage-wise, the state's numbers, employment numbers, are not that great. I think they were 49th percentage-wise. They started getting into the weeds, and he blurts out something about, well, it's because people can't pass drug tests.
Yeah, you know, Tom Corbett, I think, is a good man, but he has this habit of sticking his foot in his mouth. He's done this before, several other issues. And on this one, it would have been helpful had the governor cited some statistics.
Well, I brought on a guy who's a businessman that came to his defense in the Pennsylvania Chamber, and this guy said 25% of those unemployed right now are unemployable. I mean, that's a pretty bold statement.
It's a bold statement. I don't buy it. 25% is a big number. I buy the number from the Pennsylvania Manufacturers Association, which said that they estimate for manufacturing jobs, they estimate that 6,000 to 7,000 people they know in the state cannot pass drug tests.
Well, I meant broader than that. Those that are on unemployment, they get used to it. They go on disability. They just won't show up for work, the random drug test. Are we really at that point, or is this excuse making?
I think in the context of what Tom Corbett was saying, it sounds like excuse making because we're at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to producing jobs in Pennsylvania. But no, I think there is worrisome when you have people who are taking 99 weeks unemployment and then switching over to disability. I think.
I mean, if I were an employer, I'm having a lot of trouble hiring someone. I'll say it bold, I'm not going to hire someone who took 99 weeks of unemployment. Why would I hire them? What the heck were you doing all that period of time?
And I got to say, and one of it's not only that, it's also that the skills and jobs have changed so quickly over the last few years that anybody who decides to take a 99-week vacation goes back into the workplace not knowing how to do things.
Yeah, and can you imagine coming back into the workplace after you've been home 99 weeks? It's like Rip Van Winkle or something.
Yeah, it does change. You know, I mean, even at our place, our newsroom in Bucks County, you know, 5 years ago, if you had a Pulitzer Prize, you probably would have gotten any job we had in the newsroom available. Today, if you can't shoot and edit video, you're not getting the job. The kids coming out of college have those skills, but somebody, you know, who got laid off from, you know, the Bergen Record or whatever newspaper and decided to ride 99 weeks coming into our newsroom just doesn't have the skills anymore, and I'm sure we're not the only business like that.
We're in New Jersey, and we're centric to Governor Christie. Governor Christie, a lot in the news. I am somebody who used to just say, this guy is remarkable. I've lost all faith in him, though, as far as a presidential candidate, whatever. And the more I see of him, I just see Christie as a guy who's all about him. How do you see Governor Christie?
Well, Christie is governor of New Jersey. New Jersey is a blue state.
Right.
Christie is as good as it's going to get for a Republican governor in the Northeast. I like Chris Christie. I've met him a few times. I've seen him. He's a good governor.
Now, you met him a few times. I've only spoken with him over the phone and had quite a Donnybrook with him. Does his weight matter? I think it does. I don't think America is going to elect a guy. They're going to couch it and say it's a health reason. And all this joking with donuts and all, it's a joke now, but watch when you run. There's a reason why Obama, Bush, fit guys, Clinton pretending to be fit, that we elect people like this.
Yeah, well, Corzine tried that, you know.
That's Jersey.
Corzine tried it, didn't work. You know, so I don't think it's going to work in the rest of the country. I really don't. I think enough people in the country have, you know, battled the bulge and will give Chris
All right, I'll take that bet. I'll bet you a pizza on that.
Okay.
Or a bunch of donuts.
Box of donuts from Dunkin', yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, there's overweight. How would you assess the governor? I mean, is he overweight or is he obese?
No, he's overweight. You know, he's definitely overweight. But when you meet him, his personality kind of transcends all of that. You know, he's a charming man. He's a great speaker. He loves people, and that's what's going to resonate with people.
Okay, let me squeeze a caller in with J.D. Mullane. Let's go to Betty in Delaware. Betty, welcome to Dom Time.
Thank you. I appreciate you taking my call.
You're welcome, Betty.
And The reason I called is I caught the tail end of your conversation regarding the people on collecting 99 weeks of unemployment.
Yes.
And I used to work for three of the largest global banks in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been tremendous downsizing and offshoring
Sure.
and all new compliance and things of that nature. And not only myself, but I've seen, hundreds that I worked with, but tens of thousands of people just in the finance industry alone. And, we're all in our early to mid 40s, late 40s, and we know our jobs aren't coming back, so we have to reinvent ourselves. I personally, I've taken contract work
Right.
in the last 3 years, on and off, and I've worked in Delaware, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey.
Well, good for you, Betty. I mean, that's what people do. 99 weeks is, I could see 6 months a person getting their feet, trying to reinvent themselves, but 99 weeks?
I realize that, but to be honest with you, in a year's time, I kept track of it because I've been on a perpetual job hunt for 3 years to find permanency. There's
Right.
tons of contracts, there's tons of permanent work. I was a vice president. People are reluctant to hire you below what your salary or your title was prior, even though you're willing to take
Right.
many steps back.
Betty, I understand that. And I'm up against the clock, but it sounds like you're doing something during that period of time, if not even a permanent job. Thanks very much for the phone call. J.D. Mullane, thanks for being with us tonight. And where do people read you in your two newspapers, Bucks County Courier-Times and Burlington County Paper?
The Burlington County Times and also the Intelligencer in Doylestown and Upper Bucks
I know they
County.
let you in there.
They did,
It's kind of a blue
They let me
paper,
above
yes.
Route 1 every
Yeah,
once in a while.
exactly.
But phillyburbs.com and on Twitter at JD Mullane.
Thank you, JD, and we'll see what happens in the Gosnell case. Coming up, my look at this week here on Dom Time. Hey, to close the show tonight, kudos to everybody that participated yesterday in the Broad Street Run. It is a great Philadelphia event. I ran in Boston, 1978, but not ever the Broad Street Run. But yesterday, given the significance of Boston and all that's happened, it was good to see the number of runners. It's guesstimated it may have been 30,000 people that were running, and the crowds that poured out, unafraid and surrounded by undercover police. Just great work, canine teams, etc. Kudos to everybody that brought that home, and that, yes, terrorism is always something that we face, but yesterday people had a great event, an iconic event in Philadelphia. Maybe the next one that I participate in is Mother's Day, the Komen Breast Cancer Walk and Run, and I'm looking forward to seeing that and women coming down the steps that are survivors. Thanks for joining us tonight. Tomorrow night, LCB being privatized on Dom Time.